In our continuing series on rock and the law, we'll talk about Ronnie Van Zant, Inc. versus Cleopatra Records. Ronnie Van Zant was the lead singer and the writer of most of Lynyrd Skynyrd's hits, who died tragically in a plane crash in Mississippi in 1977 with two other band members, the group's manager and pilot and co-pilot. A number of people, over 20, did survive the crash. When a reunion tour was set up 10 years later, there was a dispute over use of the name Lynyrd Skynyrd. And so the parties, in resolving that suit, entered into a consent decree that talked about what could and could not be used with the name Lynyrd Skynyrd. 30 years later, one of the band members, Artemis Pyle, and Cleopatra Records spent over $1 million doing a movie called Street Survivors, which was done in 2017. And there was a lawsuit. And in the New York District Court, Subdistrict of New York, the trial judge agreed with Ronnie Van Zant, Inc. and surviving band members that the movie and its related materials violated the consent decree and enjoined the distribution of the movie. The case went on up to the Second Circuit, which reversed and found that Artemis Pyle had his own view and version of what he saw from the plane crash, reversed the award of attorney's fees, and allowed the movie to be distributed. The movie shows a very hard partying band, even by the standards of hard partying bands. Ronnie Van Zant told many people that he would never survive to see his 30th birthday. He told people that on tour. And in fact, some of his songs, right before the plane crash, the album was called Street Survivors, and the photo art showed Ronnie Van Zant and two other members in flames. Of course, Ronnie's father thought that he was prescient, that he had a gift to see into the future. Of course, Ronnie Van Zant was arrested 5 times in the year leading up to his death. He routinely got into bar fights. He threw a table out of a second-story window, and the band manager kept a trove of $250,000 in cash in a briefcase to pay off the various people involved in the destruction of hotel rooms and so on and so forth. As a side note, Ed King, who was the co-writer of the song Southern Man, which is one of the anthems done by Lynyrd Skynyrd, wasn't a Southern man at all. In fact, he was one of the founding members of the Strawberry Alarm Clock, a psychedelia band out of Santa Barbara, California. He was an ex-Marine and a very, very tough dude. Ronnie Van Zant, when he was upset at the keyboardist for taking too long on the intro for Freebird, clocked him in the mouth hard enough to knock out a couple of teeth. Ronnie Van Zant also tried to take on the ex-Marine, Mr. King, and slugged him multiple times. Mr. King had the good sense to see the dangers of being involved with Lynyrd Skynyrd, and he abruptly packed up his guitar, left the band in 1975, and wasn't involved in the plane crash. Hard partying, and Ronnie Van Zant, lost his John Belcher, rock and